Yo, 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 we're live. What's up? What's up? Let me see what we got going on in the chat here. Can y'all hear us in the chat? Give us some siren emojis or something. Just want to check. Can y'all hear us in the chat? Check 1 2 1 2. No, not this. I need confirmation. Yes. All right, I got a yes. I got a yes. Okay, check it out. All right, I think most people know what we're here for. This is the final results of the Snipes Soundbooth beat battle partnered with Splice. And you may see very important person. I think it's over here in this window here. This is my man Yannick representing Snipes on this. Yannick is an artist manager, a creative director hailing from Amsterdam, most known for his work with R&B star Ramon, which y'all should check out. Outside of this, his ventures as artist manager, Yannick has closely worked with Snipes for the last few years and one of the creators of the Soundbooth platform, which is what we're here today for. Give it up. Big shout out. Bam, 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 bam.
Prepare,
All that.
prepare. Everyone's in the chat.
Yeah.
Thanks, Devin. Happy
Yeah.
to be here, man. Excited
Yeah, it's
to listen to these
fantastic.
beats.
Yeah. Can you just tell the people, like, some might be new to like how Soundbooth, what it is, how it came about? Can you just give a little, quick history of how that came together and what it is and what it means for
Of
artists?
course, of course, yeah. So the Sound Booth is a platform that we first started rolling out like right before the pandemic hit, which started really small as our like a one-off campaign almost that we set up to kind of find upcoming rap talent at the time, which was a very hyper-local campaign. We're just focusing on the Netherlands. And it worked really well. It was, it was really cool to see a brand like Snipes, kind of take a stance and not only, try to be inspired by the culture, but like actively participate and give back to the culture, which is, I feel like what they've been doing with the sound booth, like from the get-go. It was always aimed to, find talent, but also nurture and develop talent. And I think one of the biggest things that they've been able to do is incentivize these rap competition and these beat battles that we've done over the last few years in ways that I personally haven't really seen other brands do. Whether it's giving away music videos to first place winners when we first started out, to during the pandemic, them giving away home studio kits. So like your studio might be closed because of lockdown, but they would hook you up with like a studio kit that was worth a couple of grand, which would come with a new MacBook Pro, the relevant monitors, sound cards, all of these things. And now fast forward to here, where we've partnered up with you guys, which we're very excited about, and giving an opportunity to give away some cash, but give away some placements, which is also very exciting. We've done this, in the past, where we've had some producers come through the sound booth and be able to, not only get a placement, but really set themselves up for future success as well. So yeah, that's kind of the rundown in a nutshell, and yeah, very excited to see what the community came up with.
That's what's up. It's beautiful. It's a special thing, and it's definitely exciting for us to be a part of. I think just like finding more opportunities for producers, finding interesting ways for them to level up, find placements, connect with rappers, right, and then put your name out there. That's one of the hardest things to
Exactly.
do is navigate this industry. So it's a wonderful opportunity, and we're blessed to have you partner with us on this. So backstory for everyone: most people tuning in kind of know what's up. So for this challenge, we made a collection of splice sounds, and you could use any five of the 10 sounds that you wanted to create a track. And you just needed to create a dope track that you think rappers will be excited about. First place gets $1,000 and soundtrack for the exchange cipher, and the second place gets 500, and the winner cipher placement, and third place gets 250 cash. And everyone gets a year of Venice, who we've partnered with throughout the year, distribution, which is a $499 deal. You get a free year of Venice, which is like artist support, marketing support, all of your tracks put on, whatever platforms you need. So all the winners will get that as well. Anything else you want to say about the pricing?
No, I think you kind of nailed it. I think, maybe to give some context about this placement at the cipher that you mentioned as the first place. We've basically every year we kind of gather this super collective of big European artists. And this year is no other. So this year it features Kaydy Cain from Spain, it features Villa Banks from Italy, it features Landy from France, and it features Azet from Germany, which all in their respective ways are massive artists. And yeah, the person that will win today's beat battle will get their song directly placed with them, which will then live on the Snipes YouTube. So it's an amazing opportunity.
Hell yeah. All right, dope. All right, let's get into it. So the community all submitted their tracks. If you're not a part of the Splice Discord, we'll drop the link in the chat, but it's discord.gg/splice. We're hosting these beat battles all the time, every month. And so everyone who submitted had to vote for 3 other tracks. And so now we're going to go through the top 10. We're going to go through the top 10 tracks that were voted, because these are always the biggest heat, because as we know, producers aren't going to let anything slide. They're going to vote for the hottest thing, especially when they're in competition with them. So let's just start at number 10. So number 10 is Drunken Master 1. We're going to listen to this beat. Drunken Master 1. This is the 10th place out of the 140 submissions we had. Let's see. Let me know in the chat if you can hear this. All right, it's loading. 2 seconds. Here we go.
In the still of the night, when it's quiet, we dance the skies. Round, round, round and round, yeah, we dance the night in the skies, in the skies.
Okay. All right, that was Drunken Master. Had me checking my settings. I thought something went wrong. It just faded out.
Yeah, no. that fade out caught me by surprise, man. I was looking at you as well. I was like, oh, what the hell's going on?
You messing up.
Yeah, so not too sure about the fade out, but in general, I think the intro is sick. First 10 seconds, that sample got me thinking. Person laid some vocals on it as well. I was like, okay, we listen to a beat, or is this person rapping? But no, I liked it. I think the probably stand out for me. Bass sounded good. I liked the overall progression, although it kind of flattened out at some point a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, I feel like intro super strong, very cinematic. Yeah, let's not talk about that fade out too much.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I'll say from doing a bunch of these beat battles is you really have to be mindful of attention, right? If you're the 30th beat they're listening to, a lot of things like that that's not to say anything about production choices necessarily, but just like the specific environment, is they're going to be thinking about that so much, right? As whoever's judging it.
Yep.
But yeah, the drums hit. Like, the track was hard. Okay, cool. Great. All right. So that's number 10. Let's go to number 9. This is Mr. Dumb Drum. All right, here we go. Nice. Okay. That's Mr. Dumb
hard.
Drum. Mr. Dumb Drum.
Mr. Dumb Drum went dumb, man. That's hard, man. I think listening to these beats and also keeping in mind where they're going to end up with, and
Right.
like the fact that we're bringing in, we're doing the cypher, we're bringing in a bunch of different rappers that have like different backgrounds and different styles. I think it's important to have, a beat that doesn't only slap but brings a certain versatility with it, which I feel like this does.
Yeah.
It's really the perfect type of portrait that you can paint on in whatever type of direction that you want to go in. So now I rate it, man.
Nice.
I love the submission. Dumb Drum killed it.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, thinking about just like being tasteful and staying out of the way and being motivating for a rapper, right? For a rapper that just wants to like gives them the vision to paint a picture, and exactly. I definitely think they got that part down. All right, dope. Let's go on to Fra Law. This is this got 8. This is number 8 in the top 10. Fra Law.
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the tone.
don't know about you, but that's
Yo, these was switch ups for days, man.
oh my god,
Switch ups for days.
Fra Law.
What was the name again? Fra Law.
Fra Law. FRALAW. Man,
FRALAW.
that was crazy.
Yeah, that was hard, man. I think, you know, like to my point, what I was saying earlier, where I feel like Dumb Drum had like, you know, was kind of the perfect like empty portrait almost. I feel like this beat, my producer's heart, even though I'm not a producer, but my producer's heart is beating more because of this, you know?
Exactly.
Like I feel like this is something where producers would geek the fuck out on.
That's exactly
not
right.
necessarily saying it's the best beat for rapping on, although with this many switch ups in your song, there's like different segments that we could pick and have people go crazy on, you know? But I feel like this is a producer's beat, and as far as a producer's beat, Frollo killed it, man. Like that was hard.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was just like for a cypher, for a rapper, like what, you know, how does this fit? And I don't know the answer to that, but same as a producer, I was just like, these drums.
The drums are crazy, bro.
Man, all right,
crazy.
Shout out. All right. Damn, moving on to number 7. It's getting stiff as we get higher up. This is It's Not Nor It's Nor. That's the name. It's Not Nor It's Nor. Okay. All right, this is number 7. All right, here we go. With the super classy outro.
Very classy. Well, we got a cinematic masterpiece
Yeah,
right here.
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, no, that was cool, man. I mean, it's intro, outro, very cinematic, heavy on the bass. I want to say, you know, I'm not sure if it's cypher material or if it's like car commercial material, which I mean in a very good, like, I mean it as a compliment, you know. I feel like with a song it's this cinematic, it just screams sync placement to me. I wouldn't necessarily put it as an artist placement, but I do love how layered everything is. I do love the progression. of the track itself. So I think it's a hard ass production. I can see why the community has put it at number 6.
Yep. Yeah. The bounce on that was great. I can,
Yep.
I could definitely see an artist writing that, but the cypher angle is always tough to keep in mind. But like the bounce on that was just like,
Yep.
I could see the inspiration from the last cypher on some of these. All right, that was dope. That was It's Not Nor, It's Nor. All right, going on to number 6, Ricky Da Boy. Ricky Da Boy. Here we go. Yeah, okay. I love that art. I love that synth on there. That hooked on that. Nice.
Yeah, man. Great synth progression. Great bounce. Yeah, man. Ricky the boy. He got it.
Yeah. That was nice. Dope. Okay, cool. Let's move on to number 5. Consiglius. I see Consiglius is active in the chat too. Now's your time. Number 5, Consiglius. Where's everybody? Any other in the top 10 in the chat?
Consiglius fans.
You gotta love that little Jersey club.
That little switch up, that like little like mini like 8 Jersey bars he had in there. Fire.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Plus Consiglius, I think Consiglius did his homework. I don't know if Consiglius is a drill producer by art, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's looked at some of the previous Soundbooth ciphers we've done.
That's right.
Where drill was ever present. So I think for one, he did his homework. He did his homework well. That is really, really well executed, man. I love the little Jersey flip in there just to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, shout out Consiglius, man. Like I'm loving this.
That's something you can hear in the cipher too, like that. Like there's so much motivation in that switch up, like when it comes to like rapping or like if you get that part in your site. Yeah, that's great. All right, bet. All right, moving on to number 4. This is Lil Bear 1211. Lil Bear 1211 at number 4, getting close to the top 3 here. All right, here it is. Okay, I don't hear that for the cipher, but that was nice.
That was smooth, man. Like,
yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily a cipher production, but just from just looking at the production straight up, that's a hard ass production, man.
That's right.
That's smooth. It's flowing.
Yeah.
I love his synth progressions that he put. I love the little harmonies that he got going on in the back. That's hard.
Yeah,
it's dope.
Yeah, it was tasteful. And that little bass,
the little thing you got. Oof,
nice. Yeah. All right, nice. Okay, moving on to number 3. This is Zalian. Here we go. Zalian number 3. We're in the top 3 now. right, that was Alien. So I'll just say first, again, I cannot hear that on the cypher, but production and mixing is so clean.
Yo, I was about to say the mixing is A1. Like
A1.
Zalian, yo, the mixing, I might need to hit him up or like on the side.
We need the sauce.
Because that shit was clean. But yeah, from like a purely like cypher point of view, I don't really see this as a beat that's, you know, allowing for a lot of different styles to rap on it.
That's right. Yeah.
Like I could see a Danny Brown go crazy on it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I don't know outside of that how many, especially European rappers, are going to be very comfortable with a beat like this.
That's right.
But yeah, mixing, like the sound of it, that was heavy. Like I fuck with that.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, absolutely. I see why producers voted for that. That's just one where like as a producer, you're like, what is going on? This has to be on my list. All right, moving on to number 2. This is Miss Himamoto. I think it's Miss Himamoto. Here we go. Or M Shimamoto, maybe. Let's get into it. This is number 2. We got one after this. This is number 2. Nice. Mishimamoto. I mean, I think we know, right? Like, that's definitely something that just sounds great, very musical. Probably not for a cypher, but definitely great production.
100%. But production, I mean, like listening to it is a joy.
Yes.
It's something that, you know, it could be put in one of these beats to study to, like right now, like like as of today. I just don't think it's ideal for a cypher, especially with the lineup that we have. And if you also look at like the previous cyphers, I don't feel like it's a match. But purely from a production level, I mean, it's big vibes, man.
Big vibes.
I'm enjoying the track
That's
by itself
exactly
for
it.
sure. Yeah.
All right, nice. Moving on to the top spot. I mean, if we're being fair, the top 3 got the same amount of votes, so these are all really first place. That was Zalian, Mishamamoto, and now this is the Vesha, which I think I saw in the chat. So let's get into it. It's the last one from the top 10. Yo, nice. What are your thoughts on that?
I love the bounce, man.
Yeah.
This great bounce. I love how he's playing around with like these little elements, like the little tape player that's going on in the back. I think it's very well produced, man. I think, you know, if we compare it to the ones that we've been playing before, I could definitely see this as a cypher beat. I feel like it's got that intensity. I feel like it's dynamic enough. The drums feel a little bit crowded at times. But obviously that's something that could still be fixed, you know. But I think just from a beat, it's bounce, it's dynamic. I'm rocking with it. I could see why the community would vote this for number 1.
Nice. All right. So we listen to the top 10. I want to do something. I want to pull just a couple tracks outside of the top 10, and let's just see what we're working with. One track I'm going to pull from Barbet, because he's been so supportive in the chat, been real, just like nice, supportive, and like showing love. So we're going to listen to Barbet at number 20, and then I'm going to pick another one from somewhere between 11 and 19 and see what's up. All right. So this is I Am Barbet. Let's see what's up. All right, here it goes. All right, cool. I'll just say Barbe, composition wise, there's like great things going on. Mix wise, especially for a beat battle, it's gonna have to be like, you know what I mean? When you're up against like what we've heard in the top 10, like mix wise is gonna have to be beefier. And there's gonna have to be more energy switch ups. Like if you keep it as lean as that, you're still gonna need little spices and little sprinkles to like keep the ear interested, right? And for a cypher, it needs to just be like, it needs to hit way harder, right? Yannick, I'd love to hear what you think.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just echoing what you're saying, man. Like, I feel like the beat itself as a base is solid, but it just needs to do more to like excite and more to like grab the attention. And I like, if you go through like this top 10 that we've just been going through, I can see why these have kind of sifted to the top, because regardless of, you know, what genre they are, what style they are, quality wise, they all sound very consistent. You know, it's very full, it's thought out. And I feel like this, it's great. It's lacking a little bit in that department.
Yep. All right, let's do one more. I'm gonna pick number 13, Satya Music. Let's see what this is, and then after this, we're gonna pick our three.
Yep.
All right, this was number 13, Satya Music. All right, Satya. I don't know if you're in the chat. Cool stuff. Bass is a little overpowering, but the bounce is nice. Might be challenging for a cypher.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a rapper, and I don't know. It's fun to listen to. I just don't really see it as a cypher.
Yeah.
You know, compared to the last one, I think Mix was already way better. But I don't think this is applicable. Like I could see this go off in like a beat battle, which is, you know,
that's right,
in a room full of producers. But here we're actually trying to get a placement out of it, which I wouldn't place this.
That's right.
So
I think what this kind of helps us understand is like the top 10 is usually pretty on point. Like from all the people that submit, the 140 that submitted for this, like when you get to the top 10, it's usually like pretty solid. I'm sure there's some outliers. I really apologize to everyone that we can't listen to all 140 submissions. You know, it will be great. But I think we got from the top 10, the 3 that we would narrow it down to. So Yannick, are there any ones you'd want to review again for like 30 seconds just to get a refresher?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. I was making notes while we were going on. So I would love to hear number 9 again. I think it was Drum Dum.
Yeah,
Dum
Mr.
Drum?
Dumb Drum. All
Dum
right.
Drum.
There you go. There we go. So 1 second, we get it back to the beginning here. All right, that's Mr. Dumb Drum. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's hard.
Yep.
Can we also do I think I had Consiglius. I think
Nice.
it was number 4 or number 5.
Cool. Yeah, that was number 4. All right, let's check that.
Consiglius fam.
I'm waiting for that. This was the one, right? That had it?
Yeah, it should come in.
You can't tell me not when that come in. You can't tell me not when that come on. All right.
Damn, yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
Who did I help? I made like the little top 3, and then so I'm a little torn between. So I would love to listen to Frala again.
Yes.
Just because it was so well produced.
Yes.
I just want to make sure that it would be suitable for a cypher.
Yes.
But Frala was definitely in my list as well.
Well, and something to keep in mind too, as we're considering this, is the third place doesn't go to a cypher, so that can be our production award if we don't think, like, as we listen to this, we may find this is a word where this fits into a cypher. But all right, let's listen to Frala. Let's get back to the beginning.
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the tone.
That's my favorite. So, like, of all the tracks, and you speak to the cypher portion. Yeah, like I'm gonna let you handle that. But that to me is just so good. That track is so good.
Yeah, man. Same. It's difficult, man. So, okay, so maybe let's work from 3 to 1.
Yep.
So for me, if I have to pick 3,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Frala.
Okay. Yep.
Because listen, obviously we're trying to secure a placement, we're trying to get the cypher going. I'm not sure if the beat is the best suitable for one of the 2 ciphers that we're doing. But it slaps. It's so well produced. I can see quite effort has gone into this, energy has gone into this, and I want to make sure that it's rewarded. So I do feel that the 3rd place, wouldn't unfortunately be placed in one of the ciphers, but would still, get a cash prize. Obviously, would be hooked up with the Venice distribution subscription as well, which I think is, a great jumpstart for anyone, even if that beat doesn't fit within the parameters that we're looking for specifically now.
That's right.
So with all of that being said, I would say Frala as a number 3.
I'm down to lock in Frala as number 3. I'm 100%. So we'll just say number 3 is Frala for sure. So
yeah,
that's crazy beat. Shout out to Frala. All right. Now to figure out 2 and 1 where the placements are.
it's tricky, man.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna go out and say I'm so it's kind of hard making this decision because obviously I have personal favorites, but then I'm also really thinking about where this song is gonna end up. And so I'm looking at it from a point of view, okay, who's making the hardest beat? But I'm also looking at a point of view, also kind of like from an A&R perspective, like these artists that we've kind of brought together, who works best on these songs. And so, I mean, Devon already explained it at the beginning, but we're basically placing two ciphers. So, first place gets placed with four of Europe's biggest artists. Second place is actually going to be a cipher, which is going to consist of upcoming rappers. Just as we're now looking at upcoming producers, we're trying to target upcoming rappers. The rap competition is about to start, where everyone, also people chiming in now that might be artists, can participate on. And we will actually, for the first time ever, also host a cipher with the 5 winners of the rap competition. And with that being said, I think that the beat from Dumb Drum is slightly more accessible, and thus I would see that more fit to go with our upcoming artist cipher. So if it's up to me, long story short,
Yes.
my number one would be Consiglius, who delivered an earth-shattering, crazy beat. I love the switch-ups, and then Dumb Drums went absolutely stupid as well. I just feel like his beat is slightly more accessible. So with that in mind, I would say, we'll put the upcoming artist on Dumb Drum, and Consiglius would get placed for our main exchange cipher.
Law, I think that's a perfect top 3. I think that's totally on point. So just to recap, number 3, that gets 250 and a year of Venice Pro, that goes to Fra Law. Crushed it on the drums and the mix and the switch up. Number 2, which gets the cipher for the upcoming artist, 500 and a full year of Venice Pro, goes to Mr. Dumb Drum. Killed it, clean, accessible, right? First place, 1,000, the exchange cipher with the top 4 artists, plus a year of Venice as well, goes to Consiglius. Is that right?
That's it.
We did it. We did it. Listen, this was amazing. I really thank y'all. Yeah, give it up for the people. Shout out to all the producers who submitted. Shout out to all the people who are being supportive and understand, that this is about growing. It's not always winning, but shout out to the winners because y'all definitely did your thing. We really appreciate you. We appreciate partnering with Snipes, having the love and support. If y'all want more battles, if you're looking for more activations, more things to do, make sure you follow Snipes on Instagram, first off, to see what's next in the rap phase. Follow Splice, and also join the Discord. We'll have Splice put the Discord in the chat. But yeah, this is great. Yannick, much love, respect.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for having me. Thanks so much for having the sound booth. It was amazing to partner up with you guys, and hopefully there's way more to come. So yeah, also from my side, appreciate all of the participants, everyone that pulled up to the chat today. I see the support's going crazy. Shout out to Consiglius, shout out to Dumb Drum, and shout out to Frala, our top 3. Y'all delivered amazing. I think Devon's gonna reach out to you guys to talk follow-ups. But yeah, thanks again. This was a lot of fun, and can't wait for next year's beat battle.
Salute.